We are back here on TYT Deportes. Ezekiel Elliott, his suspension is going to now be upheld after he withdrew his appeal. It's a total of 6 games. You all right?
Yeah, I don't like the Cowboys.
You really don't like the Cowboys? Like really, really don't like them?
No, I don't like the Cowboys. I think they're a very good football team, and my Giants are absolutely trash, garbage, an absolute dumpster fire. Having said that, when anything bad happens to the Cowboys, I'm happy.
Alrighty. Well, it's
honesty.
It's happening right now.
What else do you want from me, guys? What else do you want?
I understand. So you're looking at pictures of Ezekiel Elliott right now. It occurred, the case, on December 2016. His ex-girlfriend accused him of domestic violence. Here are the games that he's going to be missing, by the way, against the Eagles, Chargers, Washington, the Giants, and Oakland. You might get a dub. So it was a 13-month investigation. On August 11th, they handed him a 6-game suspension. Here's the thing, the league investigator, Kai Roberts, said that he should not be suspended. So who did it come down to? Roger Goodell. Thus, we have a feud between him and Jerry Jones.
Nice.
The evidence, text captured that were seen, was his ex-girlfriend saying and texting to a friend, quote, "If police ask, he dragged me out of the car. 5 witnesses, eyewitnesses, says no contact occurred at all."
Yeah, I don't think he did it.
I don't think he did it either, but the inconsistencies that we have seen with the NFL stem from Ray Rice when Roger Goodell saw the tape, 2-game suspension.
They can't
and then, of course, that was via Steve Biscotti.
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
Love his cookies.
It's messed up because here's like the really big problem with Ezekiel Elliott having to serve this suspension. Now, people will never give him the benefit of the doubt, which proved him pretty much innocent. There was no conclusive evidence that he did it, and it sounds like he was being set up. That's just like, look, the story that is most likely true tends to be true. Ben Mank advice. As he always said, like when
I trust people with good hair
to overlooking it into certain things.
I'm kidding.
I don't think he did this, but because he's got the suspension, now his whole career is going to be a little bit tainted by the fact that here's Ezekiel Elliott, he's a domestic abuser. It's a serious, serious issue, and the NFL can never get it right, and that's what's really frustrating about it. Like, so I feel bad for Ezekiel Elliott, really, because I don't think he did it, and I think domestic violence is a massive issue. The fact that they're making Ezekiel Elliott uphold a 6-game suspension, like, means that fucking guys like Greg Hardy should be out of the league. Well, he is out of the league. He's actually an MMA fighter now. He actually won his first MMA fight.
He did win his first MMA fight. Don't care. So,
which is frustrating. It's just frustrating.
Totally.
Consistency, guys. Consistency.
Not that I don't care about what Jason said, by the way. I just don't give a shit about Ray Rice or Greg Hardy. So the inconsistencies, as I was going to say, Ray Rice was given a 2-game suspension. Roger Goodell, it was findings showed via many media outlets.
Somebody did.
He saw it, and he gave him a 2-game suspension. TMZ releases it, and suddenly he's out of the league. Josh Brown, a 1-game suspension. Well, the evidence was clear. It came to light, and then he was basically kicked out of the league. Greg Hardy, 10-game suspension. He appealed. It somehow got down to 4, even though he not only allegedly beat the accuser, but then also threw her on a futon with guns.
Full of guns.
But hey, he was gonna come out guns blazing. So NFL findings with Ezekiel Elliott, they said that he was physical with her 3 times, and the ruler, of course, was Roger Goodell. Again, so many inconsistencies. I agree with Jason that I do not believe that this happened. There were also some findings to go on top of that, that the accuser, his ex-girlfriend, got into a physical altercation, a bar fight, where the abrasions that were on her body were, according to some, not true, because in that bar fight, reportedly only hair was being pulled. So here's what we should take away from the Ezekiel Elliott case, in my opinion, and I'm sure Jason agrees, is that number one, there's so much inconsistency under the Roger Goodell, I am judge, jury, and executioner way of going about doing anything as it pertains to the conduct policy and the NFL. It's like moving the goalposts every single time, not physically, of course, metaphorically.
No, they're physically moving the goalposts, making it so difficult for themselves that they're uprooting literal goalposts.
Right, they're moving it up to the sky and down to the ground. To show their staff the example.
Guys, here's how we can stop the inconsistencies. We're going to take this goalpost. All right, move it over.
Right. But lastly, and then we got one more. No, you're good. Lastly, the other important thing is not only that the conduct policy is inconsistent and Roger Goodell is inconsistent, but we have brought to light now how flawed the system is. And the problem I have is that NFL fans don't really want to pay attention to what goes on behind the scenes. They just want to celebrate their gladiators on their respective field. And while that's okay, we should be paying attention to a lot of these things that occur outside of the football field, so we can make a change for the betterment of not only the sport but also the athletes.
Yeah,
so
they want their football. I don't blame them for that. I don't blame anybody who wants their sports to be sports. I don't, because it's a good escape and it's a good way for community to come together.
Right.
It's just like things like this it's bigger than football. It's bigger than sports. It's unfair to Ezekiel Elliott. The other really quick thing is Jerry Jones's ownership of the Cowboys is in 0% jeopardy. There's a really ridiculous amount of articles going out saying here's the groundwork for Jerry Jones getting his team taken away from him.
Don't you think that's for clicks, though?
That's not. It has to be, because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. In first of all, any board, executive board, and own any business, there has to be a vote. And if you think that the owners are ever gonna vote Jerry Jones off, their most powerful ally in the sport, more so than Roger Goodell in terms of power over a sport.
Yep.
You got the Mara family, you got at this point the Kraft family because of all the championships, and of course you have guys like Jerry Jones who have been staples to it. I don't like Jerry Jones. However, I could always say that I respect what he has built in terms of success in the league. So the idea is that what happens is he'll probably get a fine. I think he should just have to pay Roger Goodell's salary. I think that's a fair
and give him a private jet.
The $50 million contract that he wants, sure, if it's coming from Jerry Jones's pocket. By all means, Roger, take all of his money. Problem solved.
Amen.